Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Another Set of Eyes with today's Excel Bytes blog post. Today we're going to take a look at VLOOKUP, but instead of just a traditional way of doing it, which we'll go through one example of that, we're going to use array constants and naming array constants as an alternative just to the typical way of doing a VLOOKUP. So let's see how we can do that in Excel. So here I have a list of animals and I want to populate column B with these values based on this list of ant through gorilla 10 through 70. So to do a traditional VLOOKUP, I'm going to select cell B1, say equals VLOOKUP, hit tab. My lookup value is A1, comma. My table array is F1 through G7. I'm going to hit F4 to lock those cells. Comma, I want to return column 2, which is where the values are, and I want it to be an exact match or false, which I can put a 0 in because 0 equals false. Close my parentheses on the VLOOKUP, Control Enter, and now I have my formula. Double click on the autofill handle, copy that all the way down, and now I've populated my table properly. And here's my simple formula there. Now I'm going to go ahead and copy this over to cell C1, and I'm going to change this to A1 like we had it. And clicking in my VLOOKUP formula, if I select table array, it selects F1 to G7. Now if I hit F9, notice that Excel will convert that range into its contents and put curly brackets around it, basically creating an array constant. And you can see an array constant are components of array formulas, and you can create those by entering a list of items manually surrounding them by the curly brackets, just like the example shows here. So basically, we've replaced our table array with an array constant, and it automatically put the curly brackets around that. Now, in an array constant, you separate columns with a comma and rows with a semicolon. So you can see we have ant, comma, 10 because ant is in one column, 10 is in the second column. Then there's a semicolon indicating go to the next row. And then bunny, comma, 20, semicolon, cat, comma, 30, etc. right on down through the rest of the array constant. So I can hit Control Enter, double click to copy that down, and it returns the same results that we had using this traditional VLOOKUP formula. But what's the benefit of using an array constant with a VLOOKUP? Well, one simple thing is that if your values are in another location, you can easily see or simply see what your table array contains. But also, if you are struggling for space within your workbook and you don't want to have to dedicate space to your table array, you can build it right into your formula so that now if I delete my table array, it will affect my traditional VLOOKUP, but since my table array is built into my VLOOKUP in column C using an array constant, that formula and those results are still intact. I'm going to hit Control Z to bring that back, and we're going to look at one other option that might be of interest to you. I'm going to go ahead and click on cell C1, click into my formula here, select that table array so I get the whole array with the curly brackets, and I'm going to go ahead and copy that. Now I'm going to hit Control F3, bring up my name manager, select new, and I'm going to name this animals. Go down into the reference area here, Control V, hit OK, and close, and now I have a named range for my array constant. So now I can enter another VLOOKUP, equals VLOOKUP, tab, select cell A1, comma, and my table array can be animals. I typed AN, and notice animals came up. I can double click on that, comma. I still have to put in comma 2 or column 2, 0 for an exact match. Close my parentheses, Control Enter, and I still get the same results. Double click that down, and all my values are filled in properly. So here's 3 different ways that we did a VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP with a more traditional method and defining our table array. a VLOOKUP using an array constant where all the values are built right into the formula, or a VLOOKUP using an array constant but naming that array constant. So all I have to do is enter the name of that array constant. And again, if I deleted now my table array, it does not affect the two methods that we used using an array constant. And there you have it. I hope you like what you see. If you do like what you see here, please take a minute to share this post on your favorite social network. I can be found on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this. If you'd like to see more, please feel free to stop by my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. So have a great day and happy excelling.